Hi, I'm Tash from Heart and Design. Here on my channel, I hope to provide a safe space for everyone to learn art, no matter what stage you're at. I appreciate you so much for clicking through and welcome to the Heart Tribe. Please subscribe, like, comment or share if you haven't already, as it helps newbie artists come and find me. So today we are working on some flip-flops and we're going to colour them in coloured pencil. Things you will need. So as I say, you'll need the step-by-step sheet to draw. It will show you how to do it step by step. So you'll need a pencil and an eraser to go with that. Once you've done that, so obviously you'll need the sketch paper. Then you'll need the coloured pencils in the shades that we have here. I've actually got a light grey for the bottom, but it's quite cream, but it doesn't matter. I just fancied the light grey. As with the other colours, just use what you've got, yeah? So I'm very lucky. I've got a nice big pencil set from Castle Arts. I think it was 120. By the way, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but that's just what I have, and I absolutely love them. They're the soft touch set, and they're really good for laying down colour. I also would recommend you getting a blender tool. This is a Derwent blender tool, also not affiliated. Yeah, and it does a really good job, and I'll show you how that works in a moment. You may also want a liner pen to go over the drawing again at the end, but you can just use your pencil or a gel pen or a biro or something like that, whatever you've got. Yeah, don't rush out and get all the supplies at once. It can add up. Okay, so what we're going to do now is start colouring. I'm holding the pencil about halfway. Sometimes I go right to the end, and this makes a loose action of circular colouring, so we can't see the actions. Don't hold it there, that's for fine detail. Okay, you want to be holding it about halfway up. Look, I've even gone further away. As I've gone to it, I've realised that I want to hold it further away. Now I'm going over the dots because I know the colour I'm going to put down over that is going to be darker, so I'm not worried. If it was going to be lighter, I would need to make sure that I do not go over those areas, because it's very difficult, almost impossible to get lighter colours of pencil onto darker on normal sketch paper, because there is not enough tooth in the paper to be able to do that. So I'm just laying down one layer, and I'm going nice and quickly, nice big strokes, trying to go circular as possible I can, and if not, I'm trying to go in the direction that I want the eye to look. So with the flip-flop, I would go in that direction downwards. Okay. So then I'm going to get the other one done, again holding it almost to the end or halfway. You don't need much control. In a minute we'll be blending the pencil in, and it will cover nicely without any gaps. You don't need to be pressing hard or anything like that. Okay, so that's our first lot of colour. So now I'm going to go over with a blending tool, and what this does is it just smooths out the colour a little bit, pushes it in. Still got a bit of yellow on the end. It pushes the colour into each other, really. It's about pushing the pigment in and getting a nice smooth feel. It can also make the colour come out more vibrantly, because you've kind of crushed the pigment, and the colour really comes out. There we go. Go around like that. Okay, so it's just, as you can see, compared to that one, it's just pushed the pigment in and really giving it a nice smooth effect. And then we'll go over it again in a minute to get it exactly how we want it. Okay, so I need to go in again with the same pink, and then you'll see how blending it means when I go in with a second layer, the colour goes down much more vibrantly because we've already pushed the pigment into the paper. We've got as much out of that first layer as we can, and now the colour goes down just beautifully. And we will blend even the second layer again to make it even more vibrant. Now it does get to a point where the paper just won't hold any more pigment, depending on what paper you're using. This is just your average sketch paper that I use for tutorials, so it doesn't have a lot of tooth. It's meant for just one layer of drawing on, really, but it does hold 2 to 3 layers of pencil, so it is good paper. Bristol paper is really good for pencil. I have just found a really good range though called Frisk, F-R-I-S-K, and they're a lower cost but still quite good standard of papers. Okay, it's all about being able to spend your money to practice without being scared of using the paper because it's so expensive. I often find, even myself, I'm like, I don't want to use that paper in case I make a mess of it because it's cost me so much. But yeah, try and find like an intermediate kind of quality. So now I'm going in with a darker in some areas, just because it gives it some kind of, gives it a 3D effect if there's more than one value of colour. You'll see what I mean as I'm doing it. It just makes it pop a little bit. Just put it wherever you want it really, because this is just about the variation in colour and shade on the flip-flop, and to be honest it could be anywhere. So it's just getting that variation in, makes it a bit more realistic. Okay, there we go, and I'm coming in, we'll do this one. Get the variation in. It does make a big difference, and you'll see once we've blended and done everything else why that was so important. See there, you know, it's already making it stand out. If you can hear humming in the background, I apologise, it's my fridge freezer. I draw. I have a workshop which is kind of attached onto the kitchen. My studio space is the end of the kitchen. But it's good because I have children and it means I am still around even though I'm working. Okay, so we have done all the pink that I want to do. Now we can blend just to see how that comes out. Good, it's mixing lovely. Just pushing it in really, I'm just pushing the colours into each other to give a nice smooth effect. And like here you can see the pencil marks, so let's try and get rid of those a little bit and blend it all in. There we go. If you blend it in, then it just looks like variations in colour. You don't see the stroke so much. It's a really good tool to have if you can order one. Done. Okay, so now I'm going to use the green. Literally just going in and colouring in the dots. So yeah, in the comments below if you have any questions or if there's anything you would like to know more detail on, please do ask. For now I am just doing what I think you'd like to know as a newbie. I'm trying to think back to when I started, what I wanted to know, and I would have liked to have really been able to have someone take me through each step practice, have simple lessons. It didn't take too long that I could wrap my head around, so hopefully that's what I'm providing for you here. Right, now this is where you've got white anywhere, you will always have some kind of shadow. Okay, so I am going to add in some grey. It's very, very light. I'm doing a very, very light touch because I want it to still look white, but I want it to look like a realistic white that has some depth to it. Can you see the difference between that one and that one? That looks more real. So again, whilst we are, yes, these are beginner tutorials, I am dropping in skills that you will use further down the line. Okay, so we're just getting that colour in and making it look more 3D. Yeah, nothing in life is complete. Like when you look at anything that's white, it's actually going to reflect colours all around it. It's not going to look just white. So like if we add a little pink in there, that will also kind of bring it in with the rest of the picture, and it still looks white, but we're making it more realistic. It's absorbing that colour around it. So now I'm going to go in and do the underside. I will pick out a kind of creamy colour if I can, because I said I would. There we go. That's a bit better than having more grey. So it's like a fleshy coloured pink. So I'm just going to blend what I've just done there. I am going to sharpen it in a minute. Excuse the noise. I do recommend you invest in an electric sharpener. It's much quicker and easier. Okay, so just blending it in as best I can. Be careful on the white because you don't want the white to totally disappear, but your brain will make sense of it and tell you that that's white. Now we're all done, so it's time to get a liner pen and go around the whole thing. Now of course you can keep, if you want it to be very illustrative, you don't really want any detail, you want it to be more vector-like and flat, then that's fine, just leave them white, leave them completely white. So I'm going to go in now and just outline everything, because I like the way that brings the whole picture together. Okay, I'm even going to go around my dots because that makes them pop out as well. Come round. Now if you're doing this, be careful because it is easy to go over your drawing and you don't want to do that. You don't want to ruin it at the last point. Also, if you haven't got any liner pens, you can just use gel pen, a biro, anything that you want. Okay, right, we're going to come in here. Come around. Okay, do the dots. And you don't have to do them green. I'm quite tempted to just go over them in the pen. Now what I do have also is an electric rubber, which is really useful, and I think I want to make those more white again, so I'm just going to take off some of that pencil. That's what these electric rubbers are really good for, if you want to bring some white back in. There we go. I wanted it to have shade, but I just, when I blended it, it all went into each other a bit too much and then it lost its vibrancy. There, that's better. Okay, so if you can get one of those as well in time. I wouldn't suggest getting everything all at once. I've been building up everything that I have, all of my equipment for many years now, so. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. All done. We're going to move on to the next one now, so hopefully we'll catch you in another video soon. Take care, have a great day, bye.